Hey guys, well, it's that time of year, or it's already been that time of year for a while. Starting seeds, um, working towards your garden. If you're a pepper fanatic like me, you may have started seeds back in January or maybe even December, depending on where you live at. We start this journey with our pepper seeds on New Year's Day, is when the first ones go in the ground, and then we work towards having everything done by Valentine's Day or the week after. Valentine's Day's the goal, but you know how goals are. Sometimes you got to move them. So the week after is when we want everything finished. That's sweet peppers and everything. If you don't know, super hots take longer to germinate in most cases. Most cases. They're harder to germinate and more expensive seeds. So today we're going to be talking about primarily super hot seeds. But you start your super hots, and then a couple of weeks later you can start your hots. And this is a general rule. So we do super hots, then we do ahi varieties, and then we work towards doing the hots, whatever they may be, and then the mild hots. The mild hots like Hungarian hot wax, um, Santa Fe Grande, jalapenos, cayennes, they all germinate very fast compared to your other peppers. Now there is some exceptions to the rule, but we won't get into exceptions. This is a general discussion. And after that, we move on to our sweet peppers. So bell peppers are Italian frying peppers, specialty sweet peppers, and there's a few exceptions in that category too. There's a few of those specialty sweet peppers that are a little harder to germinate and take a little longer. But in general, 90+% will be the quickest to germinate. So they're the last ones we do. So super hots, a couple of weeks later, we start with our ahi varieties, maybe even 3 weeks later. And then we move into our hots, which is where we're getting ready to be into right now. My ahis are sowed as of yesterday and in our germination chamber. Today we're moving on to hots, but I got a few super hots that have given me a little bit of a headache, and that happens every year. So I'm having to re-germinate on some super hots, and I even have some replacement seeds coming, courtesy of one of the suppliers I bought seeds from. Thank him very much. I won't mention names because I don't like running somebody's names down that seeds didn't work out just right, whether it was my fault, their fault, whatever. Most of the seeds we germinate are ours. We will grow probably around 6 to 10,000 pepper plants this year between sales and what we're going to use. Probably 7,000 will be about that number. But we'll use the vague description of 6 to 10,000. We're planting somewhere between 4 and 5,000 this year. I don't have an exact number on it yet. My original number was 4,800, but I reduced a few plants and I added a few varieties. So I haven't recounted. So 4 to 5,000 we'll be putting in the ground this year. But I want to talk about germinating stubborn seeds, or just germinating seeds in general, especially super hots. You've probably heard of several different methods, paper towel methods, where you put it in a damp paper towel, put it in a plastic baggie, don't close the plastic baggie all the way, Ziploc bag, and let them set and soak in that water until they germinate. That's a good method. It may work great, but we have found with super hots over the years that is not as easy of a task. So with stubborn pepper seeds, we want to dissolve the coating off the outside. So your pepper seeds generally will have some capsaicin left on them. So we're going to dissolve the capsaicin, and then we're going to try to soften that outer layer of the pepper seed. So that crusty seed, we're going to try to soften that to help these seeds germinate better. I'm sure I'm not the only one that has given up on a tray of pepper seeds and sown another one, and then have that tray of pepper seeds start growing a month later. You done waited a couple of weeks, they didn't germinate, you kind of throw them off to the side, and maybe even outside to the elements, and a month and a half later you look over and there's little peppers growing. Well, you didn't expect it, but it happened. So what we're trying to do is rush that process here. We're trying to make that process the smoothest transition we can get from being a seed to being a start and then to being a plant. Now, some seeds have always seemed to be a little bit notorious for troublemakers. Chocolate ghost pepper seeds have been notorious to be troublemakers in my book. I'm hearing, now primatalis are new to me. I only grew them once before. This is my second year growing them. I'm hearing that primatalis are a troublemaker. So that's one of the ones I'm regrowing. I've grew a bunch of them, and I only had about half of them come up. That's not enough for what I want to do. So I got to grow more. So that's what we're doing here, is working with some seeds. Now, after we do this, I'll take you over and show you. I've got one tray already done, and then I'm doing a second tray, and I'm not going to show you whose seeds these are, so we're not getting into all of that. I will tell you that I buy seeds generally from, let's see if I've got some packs laying around. I generally buy seeds if I buy. Like I said, most of ours are ours, but I'll show you some of the ones we do buy. So we buy seeds from Tyler Farms when we buy. New to me this year is atomic peppers. So we'll see how that goes. Won't know until the plants grow. I'm hoping everything is great. And we buy from Rare Seeds. So this is Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. It's rareseeds.com. Great people. And I don't know if I've got a card laying here for Refining Fire. But anyway, I buy from Refining Fire also. And I don't see a card laying on the table right now. I do got some seeds I just bought. So we're going to soak these Apocalypse chocolates because I've had trouble out of them before. So I got a feeling they're kind of like chocolate ghosts. They don't like to germinate. So I've got probably 45 seeds I've got marked on the package here. Got several packs, and we're going to grow quite a few Apocalypse chocolates and give it a try. Some of these are for plant sales. We sell plants locally and online. We sell through our website, and we sell through our Etsy store. We do individuals through our Etsy store, and we do 3-packs on our website. Now, we'll do 3-pack assortments. We'll do 3-packs of, like, you know, if you want 3 primatalis, I'll have 3 primatalis on there. If you want 3 jalapeno peppers, I'll have 3 jalapenos. But then I also do assortments of, and this stuff is still being listed right now, I'll do assortments of like the spice series jalapenos. So you'll be able to get a pumpkin spice, a lemon spice, and an orange spice in that order. And we do that in 3-packs because our packages ship that we have for our plants are 3s or 1s. So if I ship it in a 3-pack, it makes life easier for me. And I can do 4 also, but through the website, it's easier just to do everything 3s. Etsy has a little bit better algorithm that I can't afford to pay for on my website right now. So Etsy will let them do singles, and the majority of the people on Etsy end up buying 3 to 12 plants at a time anyway. So we sell tomato plants on there and herbs and, oh gosh, lots of stuff. But anyway, Etsy is our primary outlet, even though we wished our website was. So if you need any of that stuff, and we sell seeds. And isolated seeds also. Our seeds are all isolated. If there's one that is not isolated, it will clearly state non-isolated seed. And generally, the only reason I do a non-isolated seed is if it's a cross that we've been working with and we want to let people have fun with it just like we do. Or if somebody has requested something and I know I have a non-isolated seed laying around somewhere that we saved seeds from a pepper or whatever for whatever reason. So anyway, let's get to the point here. So I have got me a diluted solution of black tea, and I've got it in this cup to make it a little easier to pour. I've got a gallon that I'm working with. But I was doing a lot of seeds, so I needed a better way to do this. So I started kind of brainstorming. And I came up with this. Now, if you've got one of these, you know what this is. But this is an egg holder. So these have a lid that goes on them, and you can stack them in your refrigerator. We raise chickens for hatching eggs, but we also raise chickens for laying eggs, for eating. So comes in handy for us during peak season when you're getting tons of eggs. So I thought that would be great to put the seeds in. But I need a way to keep up with it. So I thought a piece of paper under it, and then I would take a marker, if I can get this open one-handed. I would take a marker, we use the industrial Sharpies, and then I would go and mark this. I don't know if you can see everywhere. And then come back and I take my ruler and draw that out. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. So I've got my sheet here. If I can reach it. I should have laid this out, but I didn't. There we go. So here is my sheet of some of my troublemaker seeds. And so this is a grid that matches this. And then I put a 1. That's for the one I've already got done. I put a 1 up at the top. That will match a reference that I put at the top on this one, which is a 2. Now when I drew this diagram, you'll see these have 4 little squares down here, which tells you that it's freezer and refrigerator and so forth safe. And I draw that there so I can't get this turned around the wrong way. So you simply put your seeds in. You take them out of your pack and you place your seeds in here. And then you will take and pour just a little bit, a little splash. You don't need much unless you got a lot of seeds. Just a splash down in the bottom. And you let your seeds soak in that. So we'll let these seeds soak for about 2 hours. Some people go up to 4. We'll let them soak for around 2 to 4 hours. Depends on how my day goes when I get back in here to start potting these, starting these in our germination mix. Speaking of germination mix, there's my germination mix. Now I wet that and keep it damp. Always better to start with a damp germination mix. It does a much better job than trying to saturate a dry mix. So, all right, guys, remember, black tea or chamomile tea, you want a diluted solution, and that diluted solution, I guess I could tell you, we do about a 1-to-4 ratio. I've seen people do 50-50. That may be a little stout, may not be necessary. I think we got plenty of tannins in the tea to break it down at a 1-to-4 ratio, and you can even do 1-to-3, but I usually do about a 1-to-4. And that tannins in the tea is what breaks down that coating and helps to dissolve that outer coating and make it soft so that it can have a much higher chance of germination. And I have seen that this can get you up to 100% on some seeds, but some of your really big troublemakers are still going to have germination issues. Some of them just don't have the energy that it takes to do what they need to do to give you a plant. So always hope for 100%, but expect that it probably won't happen. 90% is a great number. And like I said, the seed supplier that I had some issues out of, I actually had issues out of 2. The other 2, it's been great. But the one seed supplier has graciously offered to replace the seeds, and I'm thoroughly thankful for that. And I would mention their name, but I don't want people to get the wrong idea about them, that they have a problem, because this could be a coincidence. And as I told them, this could be my fault. I don't think so, because we use germination chambers, but it could be. All right, guys, I hope you've learned something here. Like and subscribe for more videos on gardening and pepper-related items such as seeding and germination and plants and grow outs. And we'll also be videoing our pepper jungle again this year. We call it a pepper jungle because we plant high density. And we're changing a little bit this year, but still going to be very high density. We do a triple roll on a bed. So tune in to see how that works. Thank y'all.